everyone, Jason Leia back here again. I'm sorry I'm a bit late on this review. I've been working on the Terminator 2 review that's going to be coming out pretty soon. I'm going to try and get that out in the best quality as I can and talk about how great that film still is. But I figured I right now have enough time to talk about Ghostfuckers right now. So here is the newest episode of Helluva Boss that came out on Halloween. And if you saw my reaction, you will know that I really enjoyed this episode. And it's probably one of the better episodes of Season 2. It seemed like this half of Season 2 compared to the first half is a lot more consistent in terms of quality. The story is a lot more interesting, though it is focusing a lot more on the drama. And it seems like we're steering away from the premise itself, which is of these assassins that go to Earth to try and hunt down all these people that their clients want killed. So they get into a bunch of shenanigans, and it seemed like we were steering away from that and only focusing on that aspect in shorts. And this episode brought that premise back again with the mix of drama as well, which is kind of what I preferred. I miss when we go on these missions where Blitz is just trying to have the time of his life. But here, it's flipped, because Blitz is not having really the time of his life. And even though he's trying to, you can tell that something in him is bothering him. Specifically, the sort of breakup, more likely it's a drift between Stolas and him, and how they've hurt each other. Because Blitz is not the only one wrong in the situation. Stolas has as many problems as well that I hope the show will delve into in a Stolas Space episode. But right now we're focusing on the Blitz side, and he's just as wrong in many ways. And so this episode is setting up that redemption arc, I feel, as he is drowning in regret, and you could tell that he is just depressed at this point, to the point where he is sacrificing his own company. And the only way to get his mind back in is just go do some crazy shenanigans, something that makes him lose his mind to the point where he's even more depressed. Like, this whole episode is just about how low can Blitz go, and how much of that could he take before he has to eventually tell himself to pick himself up and actually do with his promise, like make his promise of trying to be better and not be a jerk forever. Like, he needs to fall through with that. He needs to actually keep that promise this time around. So he is conflicted in that regard, and the person who's able to help him push through with that is Millie. And this, compared to the camping episode, is a much better Millie episode, because while it's not completely focused on her, I like how we delved into the backstory on how she met Blitz and how much has Blitz changed her as the imp she is. And so seeing their relationship and how they really are best friends, I think worked very well. Considering how their relationship was throughout the rest of the show, you could tell that there's always a mutual respect between them. And out of all the IMP members, she's the only one who he doesn't treat as a family or as a little thing that is kind of worthless. He treats her as a valuable member of his crew. And so having us understand how he came to that conclusion, how he met her, and how they worked together over the years and what their relationship is like, I think worked very well. And I really liked the villain this time around. He is intimidating. I like how he's able to get into your head in a lot of creepy ways. And the fact that it takes place in a haunted hotel, like something out of The Shining, I thought was really cool. And a lot of the visual elements that torture Blitz's mind, I think worked really well to not just only have this episode feel scary for a Halloween themed episode, but the fact that we are delving into the mind of Blitz and how torturous these memories are to him and how much of his wrongs actually hurt him now that he's looking back at what he'd done, I think was good character progression for Bliss to actually see what he's doing, like have that sink into him more to the point where he now has to be like, I can't take this anymore. I gotta make right and be a better person at this point. So all in all, this setup for Bliss's redemption arc I think worked very well with a very intimidating villain. The animation and music is great as always. It's less of a musical episode. There's one like musical note, I guess you could say, but it's just a song playing over a Scooby-Doo type scene that I thought was really funny and creative. And the dynamic between Blitz and Millie here, I think, is the highlight of the episode. And I like seeing these two interact and work through this struggle together. All in all, this is a really good episode. I had a lot of fun with it, and I cannot wait for the next one to come out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.